Midnight rituals of royalty, a journey through sleep and power. The Pharaoh's midnight chamber. Let's start in ancient Egypt, where pharaohs treated bedtime like a sacred mission. The night was full of ritual. Incense burned, protective amulets were placed near the bed, and prayers to gods like Osiris and Ra were whispered softly. Pharaohs didn't just sleep, they prepared themselves spiritually, mentally, and magically for the journey through the night. Priestesses played a huge role too, guarding dreams and ensuring that the pharaoh's spirit passed safely through the night. Imagine walking into a chamber filled with the scent of frankincense, golden amulets glinting in candlelight, and the gentle murmurs of prayers creating a protective aura. Sleep wasn't just rest, it was a ritual, a sacred act that linked divine protection with worldly power. Mesopotamian kings under the stars. Next, we travel to Mesopotamia, where Babylonian and Assyrian rulers didn't just look at the night sky, they consulted it. Kings relied on astrologers to interpret celestial patterns, guiding decisions from politics to war. Protective spells against demons like Lamashtu were a nightly must, while dream interpretation acted as an early form of statecraft. Picture a king reclining under the stars, priests whispering incantations nearby, and visions guiding the empire's next move. For these rulers, sleep was a strategy session with the cosmos, a mix of magic, superstition, and political foresight. The sacred sleep of Greek priestesses. In ancient Greece, temples of Asclepius were the ultimate sleep labs. Priestesses practiced incubation sleep, fasting and purify themselves before lying down in sacred chambers, awaiting divine visions. These dreams weren't casual, they shaped political decisions and influenced kings. Imagine a dimly lit temple, quiet except for whispered prayers. A priestess drifts off, anticipating guidance from the gods. For Greeks, the night wasn't just for rest, it was a time to dream with purpose, connecting mortals with the divine. Alexander the Great and his restless nights. Alexander the Great, not your average sleeper. Obsessed with omens and signs, he read Homer's Iliad before bed, hoping for insight. Sleep for Alexander was a tightrope between rest and ambition, a time to prepare for conquests while interpreting the world through prophecy and literature. Imagine him under a starlit sky, scrolls open, mind racing with strategy. Sleep was never passive, it was another battlefield, another step in the relentless pursuit of greatness. Roman emperors and the art of night protection. Roman emperors took bedtime seriously. They relied on household gods Lares and Penates for protection. Ritual baths, scented oils, and attendants guarding chambers were essential. Augustus and other emperors often recited prayers, ensuring night remained a protected and sacred space. Sleep was a blend of ritual, comfort, and security, merging the spiritual with the practical. The midnight silence of Buddhist kings. Across Southeast Asia and India, Buddhist kings turned to meditation before sleep. Chanting sutras or mantras, they cleansed their minds, connecting inner peace with kingship. Night was a reflection of spiritual discipline, demonstrating that leadership wasn't just about politics, it was about cultivating clarity and serenity before rest. Chinese emperors and the ritual of dreams. In China, the emperor's bedchamber was the axis of heaven and earth. Taoist night rituals included elixirs, breathing exercises, and dream alchemy. Empresses and concubines played roles in maintaining cosmic harmony, ensuring that sleep aligned with both spiritual and political balance. Dreams weren't trivial, they were guidance for governance, carefully nurtured through ritual. The shogun's moonlit guard. Feudal Japan, the night was disciplined. Shoguns and samurai lords prepared with tea ceremonies, Zen meditation, and visualization exercises. Guards maintained security while ritual and mindfulness protected the mind. Sleep wasn't just rest, it was training, reflection, and active preparation, a blend of mental clarity and spiritual focus. Arabian Nights, caliphs and dream mystics. Islamic caliphs ended their days with ritual washing wudu, whispered prayers, and listening to recitations of poetry or the Quran. Trusted dream interpreters offered guidance from nocturnal visions. Sleep was spiritual, reflective, and purposeful, a time when the caliph aligned with divine insight, preparing both himself and his empire for the day ahead. Medieval European kings. At Vespers, Christian monarchs concluded the day with vespers, confession, and protective relics near the bed. Monks chanted Compline, creating a serene, protective atmosphere. Nighttime was carefully structured, blending spiritual discipline with physical security.